So first, Trish and I want to welcome you to our home. We love having people in this house. The house loves people. The Washington Post did a piece on this house, called it, with great deference to my sitcom writer wife, the house with a laugh track. Because people come in this house and they look at the stuff and they smile. And that's my wife's taste, my wife's attitude, but it's joint, yes, it's ours. It's ours taste. But we loved having you here, and thank you for coming. But this is obviously a night to celebrate a true friend and colleague, a colleague in a movement and a friend beyond the movement, Patrick Barrett, who has written a book that, quite frankly, I picked up with a bit of skepticism. You know, this guy wants to try and write, what does he know? And I could not put it down. I could not put this book down. It catches you on the first page, and it keeps you, and it tells
It's a great ride.
A terrific story, a great ride, and I'm glad that he is getting it out there. And he is setting a sort of a new model. Not only is he sort of semi-retired, and we know how retirement does not necessarily mean a lack of things to do.
That's a sure Lord.
But you know, he has taken something which is basically e-publishing, but it's also hardcover, and he's gotten the model for allowing people across this country, by millions, to tell their stories. And so the capacity, not only has he told a compelling story in his particular format, because he is obviously a great writer, and to his editor who is here tonight, thank you for the great editing. But I must tell you, this did not look like an edited book. This looked like a totally from the heart, fascinating story, which obviously is based upon facts. It's not quite factual, but it's based upon facts.
An amazing ending.
An amazing beginning and an amazing ending. So you got to read it through. And it took me about, I took it on a plane, and I picked it up, and I said, well, this is going to be a great weekend read. I finished it at the end of the plane ride, because I could not put it down. I had to read it. I had to finish it. I had to understand how this is going to turn out. And so it's a great read. So it's a well-written book, a great story. It comes from a heart, from a great guy, and yet he is setting a model for how we ought to be telling stories around this horrific disease. By amazing coincidence, tonight's party is the evening of the day when we had the first meeting of the setting of the new national plan on Alzheimer's. And it was at HHS, and this is an advisory committee to civilians. And the notion is, how do we transform the current trajectory in which incidence of this disease is up, the mortality from this disease is up, particularly as baby boomers are turning 65 at 10,000 a day. Costs of care are up, and the amount of public investment and private investment in a cure is down. How do we take those trends and change them? How do we transform those trends? And it's through storytelling like Patrick's, which is multiplied over and over again, which is going to allow the American people to get past the stigma of the disease, the social isolation of the disease, and capture the imagination and the heart of the American people around this disease. So Patrick, we celebrate you here tonight. You've written something extraordinary, and you're creating a model of how to tell stories to capture the heart of the American people and transform America on how to mobilize them to do something about this damn disease. So congratulations.